Your boy sent in a message to the people at chess.com and they unbanned my account. So that's the great news. The bad news is I did get docked points for that last game, even though I just didn't play it. So, yeah, you can't win them all, evidently. I'm not going to count that as a loss, though, clearly. That wouldn't be fair. All right, knight f3. We got the copycat. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay. Yeah, we got the copycat. They're playing e6. Yeah, against the copycat, this is the one time that we are going to go for the fianchetto setup. I said it once, I'll say it again. Normally, I'm not a fan of the fianchetto setup in the bird, but if they play the copycat, then, yeah, I don't know what this guy is doing. Was that a mouse slip? Why did he spend 2 moves getting there? Just get the king out of the way. The whole idea is against the stonewall, we just need to play d3, knight c3, and e4. If we can do that, we're going to be doing great. All right, I'm not sure what this guy is going for. A little confused, honestly, but, it's time to go. We got to get things moving. Knight h6. Bro is moving his knight into g4. Knight g4 could be a little annoying. It's really not going to be the end of the world, though. He isn't developing properly. Let's play e4 here. If he takes twice, I'm going to play knight g5 and immediately be able to recapture with the knight on e4. Another thing about this is I wanted to do this before his knight comes to g4, because now when I play knight g5, my queen is going to be stopping that. Yeah, this looks devastating for him. I mean, the whole idea here is when you crunch with this, eventually they're going to have to take both ways. And when they take this way, they're left with a really weak and ugly e-pawn that's blocking the bishop. It's going to be on an open file. Yeah, this ain't looking good for him. This ain't looking good, champ. It's time to go. Okay, there. Let's just take here. This is a disaster. Like, if he had 3 moves to castle, play queen b6 and knight c6, maybe this would make sense. But, yeah, the board is opening up. Center is getting wide open, and he is so far away from castling this king. There. I'm just going to take with check, though. I'm not sure what bro's on about. This ain't going to go well for bro. Hitting the bishop, also covering his castling. At this point, this is just a matter of technique. Really nothing else to be said here. Knight f5. All right, I'll just keep taking. Yeah, I assume when we get to maybe 800, 900, 1,000, these games are going to start to get a lot more contested. All right, I'm just going to keep on picking up everything. Going to check here. Play c6, we'll take on b7. Hitting the knight, hitting the rook. To his credit, he can finally castle, but it's the last good news he's going to get. Let's take here with the check. I could definitely take this knight. Okay, I was going to play for checkmate. If he plays king f8, I would take here, and bishop h6 ideas would come to life. All right. Let's keep it going. 647, we're making moves. Yeah, man, back in the day, man, that was so long ago. That probably 20 years ago at this point. Yeah, I used to love playing this game called NFL Street growing up. Let me know in the comments if you guys know what I'm talking about. NFL Street, fantastic game. NFL Street was great. NFL Street Volume 2 was great. NFL Street Volume 3. I'm trying to remember how they went. All those street games were really fantastic. NBA Street was also really fun. But yeah, NFL Street, you could just do these insane moves. And yeah, I just remember like the most famous one, the one that's most memorable to me is when you just when you just run up the field and you get style points for moving to chains. Fantastic game. I think even now, like I've seen more modern video games. I'm not a gamer any longer, but the more modern video games I've seen, based on appearances, they don't seem as fun as this NFL Street game. This NFL Street game was insanely fun. All right, bro's going for a super conservative setup. He's just not trying to gain any space, just putting his pawns on the light squares. Thinking about it now, actually, probably back here I should have played c4. Yeah, c4 is the classic way to handle it. Generally against c6, though, you can do pretty much anything. c6 is not a good move. Generally, if they're playing c6, there's no need for them to have reinforced d5 like this, and the pawn is just going to get in the way of the knight. So we have to be doing okay here. All right, now we do need to... Oh, I did not mean to do that. That was a mouse slip. I meant to draw this arrow. D3, this is tricky because they can play knight g4 here. And knight g4, bishop takes g7, knight takes e3. This is a classic trick, and it's all based on the fact that d3 is weak in this e3 pawn. I don't think that's actually the end of the world. We'll go over that in the analysis. But yeah, you do have to be aware of that. This was just a mouse slip. I was not intending to play that. All right, so we look at his position. Everything looks good about his position, except for the fact this bishop doesn't have any places to retreat to. We should be looking to trap it with g4. Let's play... Can I play knight e5 here? Yeah, let's play knight e5. I think he's going to blunder this. I don't think he's going to realize the issue with this bishop here. Yeah, if you're putting your bishop on f5 and your pawn on g6, you cannot play e6 like this. All right. It's time to go. I guess he's going to take here. We'll take. He'll take. We'll take. He'll play queen g5. Is he getting out of there? Queen g5, I play rook f4. It's actually... He's very close to getting out there. Let's take this way. Of course, we don't want to drop this bishop here. Takes. We'll take with the queen. Just up a piece. Yeah, there is little to be said here. Okay, I'm taking another piece. That's it. This is definitely the end of the game. Let's play... All right, so queen h4, I want to go for checkmate with queen f6, but I'm realizing queen h4, he plays f5, and that complicates things a bit. Still completely winning position, but it complicates things a bit. Let's play bishop f6 here. I don't know what this queen move was about. He can't even get in anywhere. Bro's not invading anytime soon. Bro better pack his bags, because it's time to go. Yeah, my plan here is really simple. I'm just going to put my queen on h6 and play for checkmate. Yeah, not much to discuss here. Dude, I love this Angry Bird, though. Those Angry Birds are so funny. Yeah, man, eventually when I find, like, a long-term place to actually live, I'm going to try to find... I'm going to try to see if I can find NFL Street. NFL Street's a fantastic game. All right, there, he's gonna play king h7 to stop my queen from getting out. Let's play queen g5 here. Yeah, king h7. All right, we'll just keep bringing pieces in. I guess I can't go for checkmate just yet. I could play bishop e7 to win more material, but I think it's best just to leave these here. Let's play knight c3. Bishop is defending it. All right. Yeah, this is this should be over very soon. All right, threatening checkmate. That's it. That's the game. Oh, actually, wait, I should have... All right, we'll talk about it later, but I have to remember to go back to that game because I did want to discuss something. All right, are we going to get the Bird's Defense or the Italian? Which is it? Okay, 4 knights game. Let's just go the classic 4 knights. They develop their bishop to c4. We have this cool knight takes e4 trick. There. This is the Halloween Gambit. Yeah, I remember the theory to this. I did this chapter in Tokyo. This was like 9 months ago. Knight g8. Yeah, they get a bit of development here, but ultimately they've given up a piece. It's not going to be worth it. e6, that's not good. From what I remember, the theory goes that they have to play bishop c4 here, and then you play either c6 or d5. And in either case, you have to find a few good moves, but you are completely winning. All right, I don't know what that was. In this position, pretty much when you have these bishops opposing each other like this, you need to be very careful about blundering this knight g4 idea. So d3, I think this actually isn't a blunder, but you need to be very careful about knight g4. The idea is you're going to take. If they take back, there's nothing to worry about. This is just a bishop trade, and this is fine for you. The issue, though, you have to watch out for, you need to make sure this trick does not work. Because if they take here, they're hitting your queen. You have to move your queen first. Then they take your rook. And now this position hinges on whether or not this knight is attacking anything or can get out. So in this position, the knight is not attacking anything significant. It's only attacking this pawn, which doesn't matter. And so because of that, this isn't a problem. We'll just take here, they'll take back, and then we'll take their knight, and ultimately we're up a piece. Now let me change the position slightly. Let's just say that they play something like a6, and now we put the knight on d2. Now this tactic is going to fundamentally change. Now this tactic is going to be winning for them. They play knight g4, hitting e3 again, takes, queen c1, they take the rook, and now, as you can see, the big difference here is that they're attacking this knight. So in this case, we would take their rook, they would take their knight, and ultimately we take their knight back, they take our bishop back. When all is said and done, they're actually up a pawn here. I guess this isn't the worst outcome, but it's still not good to be down a pawn, and this is like the least bad version of this tactic. Normally, if you make this type of blunder here, they're going to be up way more than just a pawn. Another example of how this could work is that if you play h3, because h3 weakens this g3 square. Now they could play knight g4, you take on g7, they take on e3, queen c1, knight takes f1, takes on f8, and knight g3 here, threatening your bishop and threatening a really killer fork here. So you'd have to get your bishop out of the way with something like this, and now they can take your bishop. And again, they're up a pawn. Not only are they up a pawn, but they've gotten one of your most important pawns. Without your pawn on e3, it's going to be really hard for you to defend this f4 pawn, and for you to ever kick their bishop out. Like the e-pawn is the pride of the bird, right? So if you don't have an e-pawn, you can't push your e-pawn. All right, let's get back to the games. That's a really important note, though. That's something that's a blunder I see all the time in my students' games, so do be careful about that. All right, playing black, playing king pawn. Yeah, that's the beauty. When you're playing at these low ratings, everyone is playing king pawn. All right, we'll play knight f6. We're going to get a 4 knights game, bishop c4. Are we going to get another Halloween gambit? What's it going to be, pal? It's time to go. b3. That's weird. Let's just play d5. Just take the full center. b3 is a big waste of time here. Bishop should not be going to b2. It's just going to be blocked by the knight. Bro's being hella silly here. All right, bishop b2. We can kick out both of their knights. I'm wondering which one is better. Okay, that's just a mouse slip. I'm gonna have to tinker around with the settings. Yeah, okay, let's just drag pieces. This is it. All right, now this is gonna be better. Yeah, I think probably back here I should have taken knight g5, bishop f5. Or maybe even takes first. I don't know. I think I had a lot of opportunities there, though. I should have spent more time on that position, but, you know, the mouse slip got in the way. All right, knight is not going to be good here. Let's play a6 to threaten to trap the knight. Bro's already in really serious trouble here. Bro has to move this bishop out of the way so that I don't trap it. He could also play c4, but that comes with its own problems. Okay, yeah. This ain't gonna... this ain't looking good for you, pal. I guess he's trying to play knight g5. Yeah, it'd be ideal if we could break 700 this video. We're only 15 minutes in and we've already gained 20 points. 30 points, okay, yeah. Let's try to get to 750, actually. I want this to be an hour-long video. For some full bird wisdom. There. I don't know what that does. I'm just going to take the knight. He hasn't even solved the problem of these other pieces. I guess he's going to try f4. This is going to get very, very bad. Yeah, this ain't going to go well. f4, I could at the very least play bishop g4. I like doing that first, just to push his queen somewhere more remote. And then we'll deal with these pieces. All right. Yeah, let's just keep taking. Just going to keep taking. If he takes here, I'm going to play rook b8 to hit this bishop. Yeah, I said it once, I'll say it again. It was actually not my intention to start the speedrun at this lower rating, but yeah, I asked them for 800, they gave me 400, so I'm not going to complain. You got to be happy with what chess.com gives you. They're a very strong company. They're the chess powerhouse of the internet, so to speak. Let's play knight d3 here. King f1, I have checkmate on f2. All right, yeah, this is not going well. This is definitely not going well, pal. I mean, objectively, the best move here is queen e2, but it's just a homeless position no matter what. There, I'd love to get my bishop over to this diagonal. It's difficult to do, though. I don't want to have to spend 2 moves to do it. Still got the broken mouse, as you can tell. Yeah, let's take on e4. I'm going to play bishop g4 next to try to entice this queen away from the king. And then we're going to go for this and checkmate there. All right, we'll play bishop d7. This is going to try queen d4. Yeah, pretty standard fare here. Not much to discuss. Rook d1. All right, let's play bishop c5. We're playing for checkmate. Oh, why didn't I could just take the queen. What am I doing? That's the risk of these speed runs. Like, this position is so winning, my mind just checks out. I'm going to stay focused, stay humble, and stay grounded. Yeah, I mean, honestly, truth be told, kudos to chess.com. I haven't encountered a single person that I think is remotely cheating. And this is definitely better than the first speed run. I think the first speed run, maybe every 100 points or so, I played one game where I was a little suspicious. All right, nice, we got the win. Got to keep going up. Okay, we've gotten like 5 king pawns in a row. Queen f3, is someone going to go for the checkmate? Let's play knight f6 here. This is actually some interesting bird wisdom for y'all. This happens often in bird's defense. If they put their bishop and queen on f3, actually scratch that. It doesn't happen much in bird's defense, it just happens a lot in king pawn. If they do something like this and they don't even have a knight on c3 yet, you should be thinking about d5 and e4. Normally it's even more effective though if they've already put a pawn on c3, because then when your pawn juts into e4, it's hitting this weak score on d3. So actually I'm going to wait a bit. Let's play knight c6 first. I'm just going to think about putting my knight on d4. Okay, now everything is in place. Let's play d5 here. Now the conditions are perfectly set. e4, hit the queen. Knight is going to come to e5. All right, I'm just going to get another tempo on the queen. Play queen g5, then we'll play knight e5. Yeah, this is looking like an unmitigated disaster. All right, I could already take the... Let's not take the bishop yet. First hit the queen. Of course, my rook was hanging there. Queen h6. He needs to throw in this check. It's losing anyway, though. I'll just play c6. This is a disastrous position. Like, even in these lines with bishop b5, bishop d7, if we just trade, that should also be winning for me, because my knight is going to land on d3 with enormous force. That's awesome. I didn't realize that that was the name of this opening. The Napoleon attack. That's so cool. I'm not sure if Napoleon would be happy about this, though. This is not a good opening. Napoleon would definitely be offended that his name is used for a trash opening. There's this other thing called the Napoleon system with knight f3, knight c3. It's like a reverse two knights tango. It's really interesting. We might play that at some point on this channel. Very, very interesting stuff. He could take here, and if I take his queen, he's going to take this and then get some material back. So actually, if he takes here, I'm just going to take back with the pawn. All right. I don't know what that was about. He should have at least taken with the pawn. This is definitely over, bro. Let's check here. Dude, this is such a bad position. Hitting the bishop, hitting the king, hitting the pawn. King e2, I can take something this. I can take something else. King f1, I'll take the bishop. King d1, I'll take this. There. We could take the bishop. I'm wondering if I can play for something even more, though. What am I doing? Let me just take the bishop and be happy. Bishop is going to come to a6. His king isn't out of the woods yet. This is a disastrous position. Like, even just being down so much material aside, bishop a6 is deadly. Knight e2, bishop a6, he's losing more material. All right, knight a3. We're going to just keep checking. Check him around the board. c4. That's creative. Let's, I could take more material here. Or we could play knight d3. Takes, he's actually sort of holding on. Yeah, this is tricky stuff. All right, I'll take here. I think that this is pretty cool. He takes, we take here with check. If he takes here, I'm going to take, and then I'm going to play queen takes d5. And yeah, I think he's actually just getting mated there. That's really crazy. Look at that. Rook takes c1, takes, rook c2, queen takes d5. Still got the broken mouse. All right, there. Let's just take here. I mean, all these tactics are sort of irrelevant, right? Because I'm already up so much material, I could literally do anything here to get the dub. Rook plays d3, we'll take again. King e1, we'll throw in a check. All right. This is a disaster. His king can either walk into the x-ray or can go to d1 when I score more material. Yeah, what is the plan here? Let's go here. I want to cover c6 with the tempo because I want to play this knight to g4 and I had to watch out for this. Yeah, this ain't looking good. All right, we'll play knight g4 here. Hit the pawn, hit the queen. He plays queen f4. This is just a disaster. There. Now I'm taking with check. Now the second knight has entered the arena. All right. Queen is now getting into the game. Hitting the king, hitting the pawn. What is happening here? All right, if I take here, his king sort of runs away. There's also a bunch of checkmates there, but it's better just to not even let his king get out, right? Let's play queen b6 check. King has to go back this way and then check here and checkmate. Or I guess he's going to go out and then checkmate. There. I didn't see that he could play that. Wow, yeah, I'm blundering. I am a blundering. All right, we'll play knight g4 check, king f4. I think I still have checkmate here. Yeah, queen c7, king f5, queen e5. I should have seen that, though. How'd I miss that? What tomfoolery is this? Let's check here. Yeah, king cannot escape because my knight's covering this. Just waiting. Running out the clock. All right, finally. Actually, this is a much cooler checkmate. Look at that. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's a really cool checkmate. All right, we're back. We got white again. 684. Yeah, I'm going to try to break. Honestly, how much time are we on? 25 minutes? Let's see if I can break 800 this video. Yeah, here we play d4. We want to steamroll them with d5. He should play d5 here. No, this is not good. Do not put your pawns like this. This is not going to go well. His knight is going to be really bad here. Knight is going to really, really suffer now. Let's just play e4. I could also play c3 and kick the knight around. e5. Yeah, this is a disaster. Bro's king is completely locked in here. Look at these pieces. g6. All right. Now it's time to kick the knight out. Let's play c3 here. I could have also played c4, come to think of it. There's no reason for me to play c3. Knight h4, hitting the pawn. He takes here. I'm going to hit him with a check. There. All right, if he takes, I have queen h5, so I don't need to worry about that just yet. Yeah, let's play c4 here. If knight c5, I have knight c3. All right, man. This is not looking good for you. Yeah, king is going to d7. This ain't looking pretty. Truth be told, though, it's actually not as bad as it looks. It looks horrendous. He should be worse here. I don't think he should be losing, though. He's going to play queen e8. Should I take on f5? Let's just play knight c3, develop. I'm waiting. I'm hoping he takes here when I can... Yeah, this is going to be dangerous now. Bishop is landing on h3. I could have also taken on e4, come to think of it. All right. Yeah, this is going downhill quickly. f5 has to be played, and then I'm going to take with the knight. There. Oh, that's no good. Well, wait, actually, where's the win, though? Here, queen f7, queen e7 takes... No, that's not over yet. I think knight takes is best. Yeah, knight takes is best because now my knight can enter the attack. His king can't get out of the x-ray anyway. Knight c2. Okay, he's getting a rook. That's the end of the good news for him, though. Let's play check. Queen is going to come to f7 with mate. All right. Yeah, your boy is really moving the chains here. Let's play f4. I definitely feel around the 800s, these games are going to get a lot more contested. It's going to be less of a steamroll. Or a peck roll, I should say. All right. Let's just keep gaining space. Yeah, I can't overstate it, guys. Like, I know you guys see in most of my videos that the pawns are going here, but if your opponent does not fight for the center at all and just puts his pawns on his third rank and barely moves his knights around and just starts moving his knights around, do not be hesitant. Just start taking the full center. Play bishop d3 here. I'm just going to leave a pawn here. His knight is not getting out. Knight's going to have to settle for the inferior e7 here. Already this is a disaster. We play knight g5 here. Yeah, this is looking really bad. Queen is coming to h5. He could take this pawn if he wants. That's sort of where the good news ends for him, though. Like, this would already be strong with my pawn on e5, but then the fact that he's also lost his f-pawn means this is going to be devastating. Yeah, this is not looking good for you, champ. Definitely looking like it's time to go. Okay, we're taking here, of course. Gotta break through, gotta smash through. Takes, queen takes. He's already on the brink of getting checkmated. I guess he should play king e7. All right, if I castle, he takes on d4 with check. I play king h1. This looks hopeless. And this looks like a disaster. He plays knight f6. I'm just going to take to beckon his king further out. Yeah. Oh, he could take here. Okay, if he took there, that would have been a little more tricky. But even then, I would block with the rook. Yeah, there wouldn't be anything to worry about there. Yikes, man. He goes here. I'm at least winning his queen. I think I could play for checkmate, though. All right, I'll just take the queen. He takes this way. Is this mate? How's that known checkmate? We'll check here anyway. This is really, really silly. Bro has to go to e7. And now how do I... where's the checkmate here? I can just play knight c3. I'm waiting for his knight to move, then I'm going to play queen f7. There. That's actually a little creative. Yeah, that's smart, honestly. Just take on e5, hit the rook. Knight d5 also on the cards. This is still a disaster. Let's play knight d5 first. King d7, I have this. Checkmate. King f7, I can check. I probably have checkmate there. All right, perfect. Up to 703. Playing Jin beef fish, man. Is it beef or fish? Which is it? Knight c6. Broke 700. Okay, bird's defense. Here we go. I think this is the first bird's defense. Are they going to see that I'm attacking the bishop? Okay, takes, takes. Castles, we'll play c6 here. This is my recommended repertoire. They play bishop c4, we play knight f6. Yeah, I can't state this enough. If their bishop goes to d3 or e2, make sure you bring your knight to e7. This is going to go way better for you. All right, perfect. Yeah, actually a lot has been happening here. I wanted to say that, yeah, if they play c3, just in general, whenever there's this whole tension here, your bishop should be on c5. I'm trying to make these speedruns as instructive as possible. This guy's playing very quickly. Maybe he's already eaten dinner. The big question is it beef or fish? All right, let's play knight g6 here. Knight is coming to e5. All right, bro is setting up for this trick here. I don't think it does anything, though. I'll just take on e5. He could take with check, which is interesting. He can also play queen e4. I'll just take the bishop, though. All right. I don't know what that's about. He's not resigning? Okay, we're playing queen h4, man. We got to end this quickly. I have a date with destiny here. I have to get to 800 before the end of the video. All right, 711. Let's keep it going. F4. How much time am I on? 33 minutes? I think I'm going to make it. Gone up like 75 points already. Okay, this is interesting. You could definitely play c4 here. The issue is if you play knight c3, they'll hit you with d5, and you can't actually play e4. C4 is interesting. Let's play c4 here. You could also play b3. I think in my course I would recommend b3 in this scenario. Let's take. They take with the knight. I'll play e4. He could win this pawn if he wants. I'm going to play d4 then. This is like a weird type of pseudo-turbo Grunfeld. This looks very good, though. Knight e6, d5 wins a piece. Knight g6, we could play h4. Right there. This is over, though. I'm just going to take a knight. Already just a fantastic position here. Just up a piece with better development. Okay, we'll take here. I'm going to play knight c3, rook d1, quickly mobilize. This has to be over. All right, rook d1. I guess he's going to try queen e7. a3. He takes, we'll take with the queen. Hitting more dark squares. Yeah, this is over. All right, bro throws in a check. We'll just block. Didn't want to block with the bishop because then that would hang this pawn. I guess he's going to play queen f6. We'll play e5 there. Yeah, not only am I up a piece here, but this bishop also just has no plan to get out, right? Like, how is it ever going to develop? So effectively, both of these pieces are locked away. Yeah, I'm just pushing his queen around now. I mean, there are other ways to win this. If I play rook d8, that looks great, but then he plays queen b1. He causes some problems. Let's play bishop d3 here. This queen's going to have to go over here. Then I'll play bishop e2. Maybe actually I'll just castle. Yeah, bro's got nothing to do. He could try b6, then we'll play bishop e4 to hunt down this rook. All right, a5. Just play bishop e5. Want to make sure that his rook cannot get out. My plan is really, really simple here. I'm going to play rook d8, trade the rook, and then just start playing for checkmate because these pieces are not able to defend over here. His queen is also actually locked out from what's important. Yeah, checkmate is imminent. Look at that. Takes, queen d8, that's mate. If he plays g6, I can play bishop h6. Just hanging around here, man. It's time to go. All right, there. This is over. Check. His queen is lost, and I'm not even going to take the queen. This is just going to be checkmate next move. 100% over. I need to edit my my status so that people know. I need to make sure that like even when someone just clicks my profile in short over here, like just with this, that it says GM Raven Speedrun. All right. Another game with black, d4. Should we play with d4? Let's play f5. We're going to play the Dutch. The old Leningrad Dutch. Okay, this is the London. I've actually been thinking about this position. I was walking down the street here in Argentina, just thinking about chess like every grandmaster does. What if we play knight c6? Okay, well, no, knight c6 doesn't work now. But I literally think on move 2 you might be able to play knight c6, so I'm gonna look into that. All right, we'll just play g6 here. Just play basic stuff. Bishop g7, castle. Worry about everything else later. Bishop c4, that looks a little annoying. So there are a few ways we could handle this. One of the simplest is just to go for a stonewall with d5. I don't like resorting to that, though. I think that's by playing d5, you're abandoning any hope of going for a Leningrad setup. So the other way to castle would be to go slow with e6 and then castles. There's another much more sophisticated way, though, that you could do it, and you could just play knight c6 here and knight a5. If he wants to leave the bishop on this diagonal, he's going to have to give me the bishop pair. That's what it is, pal. Those are your choices. All right. There. I could definitely take. I'm wondering, should we actually take just yet? Let's play a6. I might play b5 soon. I don't like the fact that after takes, queen takes, he's hitting the c7 pawn. Yeah, so this is a very weird strategy, right? Like, I'm not focused on castling here. This is an important thing to consider. Why am I okay not castling? Well, it's because no one has really confronted each other in the center yet. That means the central files are not opening up, so we can take as long as we want to castle. Do not play this way if they're playing something more aggressive and immediately, like, releasing the central tension with something like e4. Like, in those cases, you gotta get castled. I'm just playing frisky because I can, though. Play d6 here. I want to take here when queen takes, and then he's not going to be hitting c7 now. So we're going to try knight g5. Knight g5 looks really frisky, actually. Yeah, maybe I made a mistake here. Knight g5 would be a big problem. Knight g5, I'll have to play d5, which is not what I wanted to do. That's what I have to do. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Bishop d5. That is cheeky stuff. Okay, let's just play e6. Push this bishop away. I guess he wants to trap my knight with b4. It's going to come at the cost of weakening his kingside, though. Or his queenside. His king got me tricked. That's his queenside, not his kingside. All right, we'll play b5. Wait, why didn't I take here? I'm straight clowning out here. I'm forgetting what's going on. Honestly, I'm pretty starving. I ate a tiny amount today. I had a bunch of coffee. I had like a cup of fruit from the fruit shop. And yeah, I had a tiny little sandwich from Starbucks. Bro, Starbucks sandwiches are so expensive. I don't know why I get them. It's just due to convenience. I'm sure they're making it's like a 90% markup or something. It's literally like a tiny ham sandwich for like $10. It's ridiculous. Here I am calling it ridiculous, but I keep buying it. It is good though. They got this special type of cheese. It's delicious. Delicious and scrumptious. Yeah, I think once we get to 800, these games are going to get a lot more... Did he abandon? Yeah, these Dutch sidelines, man. These Dutch sidelines are my Achilles heel. Dude, guys, by the way, I was thinking about it. Like, eventually, I think I am going to make a Dutch course. It's probably just going to take, like, a few years to get around to it. I have literally, like, 5 other projects. Got to finish this E4, E5 stuff. There's so much to do. We're not going to talk about it, but... Yeah, like, long story short, eventually, maybe 2 years or 3 years down the road, I will have a Leningrad course out, because I do love the Leningrad. All right, D4, we'll play F5. What's the rating now? 727. Wow. Definitely getting up there. All right, just going to go for a fianchetto. Classic stuff. I'm going to rip into some steak. It's been a while since I've gotten, like, a really good steak. I've been on this bizarre sleeping schedule. Just there's so many parties in this building that, like, it's just, it's not even a choice. I can only go to sleep at 3 a.m. The mornings are pretty quiet, but the nights are very loud around here. So yeah, just out of necessity, I've just started going to sleep at 3, 4 in the morning, waking up at noon. This has carryover effects, though, into all parts of my life, though. Because I wake up late, then often I miss my steak lunch. And because I miss my steak lunch, I don't get to see the steak guy, so I start feeling antisocial. It's a whole storm. What is it called? A whole chain of events. Okay, what are we doing here? I guess he wants to put the knight on g5. I don't want to play d5 and go to a stonewall. You could go to a stonewall here. Nothing wrong with going for a stonewall. All right, you know what? We'll go for a stonewall. I'm talking my way into it. They play bishop d3. What I'm going to do is play knight c6 to try to get e5. And okay, well, he's just giving us a piece. Yeah. People are generous. It's the holiday season. It's that holiday spirit. All right, we'll play c6. Do not want to move the knight just yet because then he could play knight f7 and it would be defended. He's playing for checkmate with queen h3. He's playing pretty aggressively. Let's play f4 here. Make sure that the bishop covers this. He could try e4 and yeah, after e4 we have a few options. There, I'm taking the queen. Come on, click that resign button, pal. No resign button. All right, we'll take here. He gets a fork with knight e6. Let's check. We gotta get moving, pal. It's time to go. Dude, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna order a ton of food. To Argentina's credit, they have fantastic food. Some of the best food out there. Whether or not it's better than Brazilian, I'm not sure, honestly. I think Brazilian food is a lot cheaper. In some ways, though, the quality of Argentina food is good and maybe even better. I don't know. It's a close one. Both of them have fantastic food. Let's take here first. I'm going to take this knight next. All right. Yeah, this is completely over. Let's play queen g2. I could have played bishop h6 immediately. He's going to get one check. We're going to go here. Queen d2 should end everything. There, all right. That's it. 7:35. How many games have I gotten with black? I feel like I'm definitely getting queen h5. All right, this is actually a cool moment. They're going for this weird queen h5 stuff. I have something very interesting against this. We'll talk about that in a future video. Because that's going to be part of volume 2. So I don't want to reveal it just yet, but I have a very interesting solution to queen h5. Dude, I'm starving. It's been a while since I made one of these videos and been unbelievably hungry. Yeah, I started the video, I wasn't hungry at all because I had the fruit cup. d5, this is a disaster. Don't bring your queen out like this if you're not ready to back it up. All right, can't we already take here? His queen's practically trapped. Bro has to play queen h4, we'll play bishop e7. This is a disaster. Queen h4, bishop e7, queen h5, g6, queen h6. His queen is almost trapped there. This is just a disaster. Dude, how is bro's queen not getting trapped? All right, I'll play castles here. We'll just leave it at this. I've gotten a pawn. I expect he's going to take here to try to get his pawn back. And that's going to make his position a lot worse because then we can play knight d4. This is a disaster. I can play knight f6 and continue trying to trap the queen. All right, let's play knight d4 now. Maybe he could try bishop d3 to hold on. This looks outrageously dangerous, though. Bishop d3, I'll play bishop d6. And yeah, we're just lining up against this king. Queen d1. All right, bishop d6 here. Aiming at the knight, also aiming at h2, so even if his king manages to get out, I don't think it's going to get out, but even if it does, then we'll be ready to attack him over there. Yeah, this is a disaster. All right, there must be a checkmate here already. Check, king e2, that's... Oh, he can't even play king e2. Yeah, let's just check here. This is over. This is a really beautiful checkmate, actually. g3, I could checkmate in the normal way, but I want to checkmate in style. Look at this. Queen takes, bishop takes, knight f2. I could checkmate with the bishop already. Yeah, this ain't looking good. Knight f2, we have a lot of wins, honestly. But yeah, knight f2, okay. I'll just end the suffering and just take with the bishop. All right. That's it. It's over. Got some white games. Got the bird. Is that Afghanistan or Libya? Afghanistan. Interesting. All right. Yeah. So they played the copycat. We're just gonna go with the standard fianchetto. I said it once. I'll say it again, guys. Don't go for the fianchetto when they haven't gone for the copycat. The copycat is the one time we're gonna be playing fianchetto. All right. We're gonna play knight c3, e4. The classic antidote to the copycat. There. Let's play e5. Kick his knight out. All right, I'm just going to take this. I don't know what is going on here. Man should slow down a bit. I wonder, is this guy actually in Afghanistan, or did he just choose that flag arbitrarily? That'd be so cool if I'm playing someone from Afghanistan. Just think about like the nature of the internet, right? That's just wild to think about. I guess I mean honestly, I guess like this has been spoken about literally every time anyone discusses the internet, but it is crazy to think that I'm playing against someone halfway across the world. And yeah, it's just wild to think about. I guess Birdmaster never really thought about what the internet is. Connecting people all across the globe. All right, Queen G4, play Rook E1. There's no checkmate here. I have like 5 pieces around my king. Yeah, bro is playing hope chess. He hopes that I take this way. I'm just going to take with the knight, though. Bro's being really sneaky. Honestly, I bet that playing this aggressively works against a lot of people, but it's not going to work against the Birdmaster. It's time to go. We're going to trap his queen next. Maybe, okay, bishop f3 doesn't trap it, but h3 and then this might trap it. All right, yeah, we're pushing the queen back. Queen is going to go all the way back. Queen h5, we'll play bishop f3, queen f7. He might be able to play g5. I got to keep my eyes open for that. Got to keep my eyes peeled. Queen f7. All right, let's play d5. Just start opening the board further. E takes, I'll take with the knight. Take here. Taken again. I guess man should play knight d7. I'll play rook e6 then. Dude, I'm so hungry. Oh, look at this. Can we play bishop h5 here? I like bishop h5 a lot. Bishop h5 is very cool. Let's play knight e4, actually, hitting the rook. Once rook moves, then bishop h5 is going to land with even more force. Where does the rook even go here? He goes to b6, I take. He has to go to a6. Very remote square. There I'm just taking. That's not good. Let's check. There must be some checkmate coming up. I got literally like 10 pieces pointing at his king. All right, already bishop h5 looks over. Yeah, I mean, I think there were other wins here. Knight g5, bishop e4 was another. Knight f6, bishop e4, another. But what I'm expecting here is this queen move somewhere like here, and then we have checkmate. Just hanging around here. All right, there. That's a creative move. To this man's credit, that's creative, and that's keeping his king from getting checkmated. This guy's finding some good moves. Okay, let's start with a check. Yeah, this is still a disaster, though. Dude survived checkmate, which is pretty incredible, but it's still just a hopeless position. Bishop d4. Knight is going to come to f6 soon. I guess he could play rook a6. All right, knight f6 now. Takes, we take with the bishop, that's checkmate. Otherwise, rook takes is going to be checkmate. Another idea is knight h5. Knight h5 is also going to be checkmate with bishop takes g7. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, what am I... I could have just played knight f5 here. That would have been simpler. Dude, I'm so hungry. I feel like there's a black hole in my stomach, just engulfing my soul. All right, there, that's good. Yeah, maybe we won't hit 800 this episode. I'll play one more game though. 750 is pretty good. I definitely think around 900, all these games are gonna stop being blunderfests. People are just giving me pieces. All right, bishop f5, we play e3 here. We're gonna play knight c3. This is a classic. Okay, well, knight c6, this is different. If they play knight f6, then you should play knight c3, but knight c6, we're gonna go for the pin. Yeah, if they put their knight in front of this pawn like this, it's usually good to go for the pin. I'm trying to remember what the theory is here. If they play, well, queen d7, we could play knight e5. Is there anything else? What am I thinking of? Yeah, let's play knight e5 here. This can get a little tricky, though. They could play queen d6, and then we play, I don't know, b3, bishop b2. I gotta review this theory. Yeah, I definitely gotta review this theory. I guess we'll just castle here. No need to rush to take here, right? His knight is pinned for the moment. We can always take later. Yeah, okay, we'll take... I like taking with the bishop because my knight is covering so many important squares. He's going to take this way, and then queen e2 is really sneaky. Look at that. We're threatening to check, and that's going to be part of a mating attack. Check here, check there, and that's checkmate. Bro has to play king b7 here. I wonder if he's going to spot it. A lot of people would be so focused on developing their queen side. Okay, there. That's interesting. He did spot it. But the records show the man spotted it. We could play c4. c4 looks pretty crazy, honestly. Yeah, what is the plan here? We could also play queen... Yeah, let's play queen b5. The threat of knight c6 is serious. Bro plays queen b6, then we could take and play knight takes f7. His queen is just really misplaced here. Yeah, this is super strange. It's very rare that they can get away with castling queenside in the bird, especially if you've gotten the chop in. There? At the very least, we could take. I think this is much better, though, right? Isn't this threatening mate? How are they going to deal with that? Rook d7, I take, king d8, and that's also checkmate. I think he has to try rook e8. Then we take, king d8. We come back for a check. That looks disastrous for him. But he's not getting checkmated just yet. All right. That's checkmate. It's time to go. Okay, 760. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next episode of the Speedrun.